This is Gratitude Geek. I'm Nesbitt-Rodarte, and today I'm sharing how I personally use AI to move the needle in my business. This is a very controversial topic. Someone that I really respect posted this quote to her Facebook page. Someone that I really respect posted to Instagram a graphic that said, "The underlying purpose of AI is to allow wealth to access skill while removing from the skilled the ability to access wealth." I call BS. I absolutely call BS. And I've already done a blog post on this topic, but I feel so passionate about this topic that I have to do a podcast episode too. And y'all, if you have been listening to the show for the last 11 years, you know that for me to host a solo show without a guest, it's a very rare thing. I think I've done it 5 times out of 285 episodes, 5 times. So you know that I must have some opinions about this topic. All right, the reason why I call BS on this is because I know from personal experience that what AI tools do, what AI tools do is that they allow people who are not wealthy the opportunity to build wealth with a tool that levels the playing field. I mean, anybody who is willing to attempt to try to use these tools has the ability to do things that are beyond amazing. You can use AI tools to do everything from edit video to create workbooks to design a new business for yourself. I even occasionally use AI to figure out what to make out of the food in my refrigerator for dinner. There are so many amazing things that you can do with AI that lift you up, move the needle in your business, even if it's just a small increment. And I have a new tool that I've created for you. It's 8 bold moves to move the needle in your business. And every single one of those it's like a bunch of experiments, right? So it's 8 experiments, tiny little things that'll take you an hour to do or less that you can work on that will make some sort of impact in your business. And it doesn't matter what your business is. And every single one of those experiments includes an AI prompt. That link is in the thing below the comments. But that's not why I wanted to record this episode, this solo episode. I want to share with you the 3 tools that I use every day, the 3 AI tools I use every day. And I'm going to tell you how I use them. And it might be a little outside the box. So the first one's called NotebookLM, and it is a Google product. So it's there's links in the description for all of this. So NotebookLM was created by Google. It is a research tool. So it's not like ChatGPT where you can use it to write articles and stuff. What it does is it takes the stuff that you've already created or stuff that other people have created that is available for free. You know, you can't upload someone's book, but if it's out there on the internet, if it has a URL or a video, you can upload it. Or if it's something that you've created yourself, you can upload it to this LM. So what Notebook does is it gives you a place to consolidate all of your things that you're using to research something so that you can actually dig into the research. This is a great tool for my podcast. For this podcast, what I've done is I've created 3 notebooks. The 2025 podcast episode notebook, the 2024 podcast episode notebook, and the 2023 podcast episode notebook. I'm only going back to 2023. I'm not going to go back to 2014 at this point. I may eventually at some point. But right now I can only deal with 3 years. Because that's more than 130 episodes at this point. So what I do is when I want to work on a way to repurpose those podcast episodes, and again, you can do this with your blog posts, you can do this with this idea, you can translate this idea into other things. I just use it for the podcast. So when I want to repurpose my podcast episodes, I can go in and I can say, which of my podcast guests talked about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? And then I can, from the peanut butter and jelly sandwich interviews, I can go through and I can figure out, well, where's this what common thread is there that I can churn into something that repurposes it? And so what I've been doing on my blog for the last, 6 weeks or so, is I've been creating blog posts where I, 5 things I learned about gratitude from my podcast guests. And then in the month of August of 2025, I have a money mindset series going on. So for every week for the whole month of August, there's a post about something that my podcast guest taught me about money mindset. They're everything in the post is directly pulled from one of those podcast episodes. You know what? I would not have been able to do this without Notebook, because there's no freaking way I can go back and listen to 130 something episodes of the show and discern this myself. But Notebook did it for me. And all I have to do is then take what Notebook, the things that Notebook has extracted, and then figure out how to put them into a blog post, or how to create social media posts from them. I mean, and the possibilities, I mean, I am just touching the surface here on what you can do in Notebook. It is an amazing tool, but again, it's for research only. Okay. The reason why I decided to do this project where I create these roundup blog posts, while I'm repurposing these episodes, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in February of 2024, my website was hacked. Momgeek.com website was hacked, and I lost 12 years. I lost 12 years of content. There was 12 years of blog posts, my entire breast cancer journey, all the podcast episodes up until that point. It was all gone. I lost it all. And I went for about, I don't know, almost a year without a website, thinking I don't need a website. I don't need a website. But I was wrong. You need a website. Don't listen to the advice I gave 9 months ago when I said you don't need a website. You do. You need your own website. So the way that I am reclaiming that content is through these roundup blog posts. So I'll go through, and if I do not have that podcast episode on the blog yet, I create the blog post for it so that I'm pulling in all that content. Because even though there are show notes on Apple, and there's show notes on YouTube, and there's show notes on Amazon Music, and there's show notes on Spotify, that is not owned by me. That's owned by them, right? So my website is mine, and so I need my content to be on my platform, which is Nesbitt-Rodarte.com. So this process of creating these little these themed roundups has really helping me get those old episodes on the new blog. It's really been a lot of fun to listen to the episodes again, because when I do the roundups, I actually listen to the 4 or 5 episodes that are in the roundup. And it's really nice to revisit some of these guests, because you know what? I've done 285 episodes at this point. I don't remember all the conversations. So it's nice. It's really nice. Then I can re-engage with them as well, because after the blog post is done, I send a little email to the guest and say, hey, by the way, I've repurposed this episode. Here's the link. And that's nice, because then I can talk to people I may not have talked to in a couple of years. That's NotebookLM. Notebook, again, it's for research. Another way that you can use NotebookLM, which is brilliant, is if you are in a network marketing company, you can take, because you know, when you're in network marketing, you are only allowed to say what the company tells you you're allowed to say. You can't make any claims. You can't, you have to stick to the script that the network marketing company gives you. But sometimes it's hard to know what to say. So you can actually feed the pages of your network marketing website into Notebook, and then you can say, what benefits are there of this product? And it lists the benefits that are officially on the company's website. And then you can actually say that thing about that product. So I also use NotebookLM. I'm in 2 different network marketing companies. Neither of them are my full-time gig. They're both side hustles. But when I need to share information about one of them or the other one, I can simply grab the URL of the page that talks about that product, or upload the PDF that the company created. And I can say something, if I'm going to go to a networking meeting and I want to talk about Super Patch, which is the drug-free patches that I use for stability, mobility, inflammation, cognitive homeostasis, and all that. I mean, they're amazing. Again, I don't want to make this a sponsored post, so I'm just going to tell you that's it. So anyway, so if I'm going to go to a networking meeting and I know I want to talk about the Super Patch, I'll upload a PDF of either the most recent email that the company sent, or the website page of that product, describing what the product is and the benefits. And then I know that is what the company has officially allowed me to share, because if the company's sharing it on their website, then it's okay for me to share it. And I'll say something like, okay, what are the top 2 benefits of this product? And then that's when we go into my second favorite AI tool that I use every day, and that's ChatGPT. So I've named my ChatGPT River. So then what I'll do is I'll take the response that Notebook gave me and I'll take it into ChatGPT and I'll say, I'm going to a networking meeting today. I have 45 seconds to talk about this product. Please write or please outline a 45-second networking commercial for this product. And ChatGPT will read what Notebook pulled out and it'll give me something that I can say. Now, I wouldn't just read it out loud during the thing. I would actually, tweak it, make it sound like your own, memorize as much as you can, and be as organic as you can in a networking meeting. Because when you're reading, you're not reading the room, you're reading the screen. But when you are reading the room, you can see how things are going in the room. Just stick to the script, though. Only say what the company allows you to say. So there's two ways to use Notebook and then how to bring Notebook into ChatGPT. So what I use ChatGPT for is I've named it River. I am a solopreneur. My husband and I are business partners, but we have separated our businesses. So I have my coaching business and he has his art business. We used to have a custom furniture business together. We still have a company together, but we have two different divisions. And so I really can't bounce ideas off of him because he doesn't know what's going on in the world of coaching. And he can bounce ideas off of me, but he bounced ideas off of me for 20 something years and he wants to do his own thing now. Right? So we don't have each other to bounce ideas off of anymore. Sometimes I have an idea at 10 o'clock at night. I need a water cooler or I need someone to brainstorm ideas with. I'll go in and I'll talk to River. River is my ChatGPT. When you name your ChatGPT, it actually gives your ChatGPT a little bit more personality, I think. So sometimes I'll go in and I'll say, River, I've been thinking about this idea for my business. Do you think this idea would move the needle? And River usually says yes. And then I'll say, well, tell me why it wouldn't work. That's where you get the magic. When you say, tell me why it wouldn't work. And again, in that download that I have now available, it's at CandiceRodarte.com/bold. In that download, there are some prompts that'll help you learn how to use your ChatGPT just a little bit better to help you move the needle. And then sometimes, if you're frustrated, this is my favorite way to use ChatGPT. It's to ask it to give you a pep talk. Hey, River, based on everything you know about me, could you please give me a pep talk? Or, hey, River, what are 3 things I'm really good at that I may have forgotten I'm good at? If you've been engaging with your GPT as long as I have, then it's going to know you well enough to answer that question. If you're new to using an AI tool like ChatGPT or any of the ones, there's a whole bunch of them. I just happen to use ChatGPT. If it knows you well enough, it will be able to give you a pep talk and it will be able to tell you what you're good at. Now, there are some ways to teach your GPT how to know you better. And that's something I do cover in Robusta, which is my group coaching program. Meets on Mondays at noon. If you're looking for a really low entry cost group of supportive women, we do a lot of education like that. And that's one of the lessons that we've worked on over and over again is training our GPTs. So, we would be here for 3 hours if I tried to explain that. So don't think of ChatGPT as your writing assistant or anything like that. Think of ChatGPT as that person. Treat it like your friend that you bounce ideas off of. That's the best use of ChatGPT. It's really for brainstorming and clarity. Oh my gosh. You can, because sometimes you have a bad idea, right? What are 3 benefits? Hey, River, I'm thinking about doing this. What are 3 reasons that's a good idea? What are 3 reasons that's a bad idea? All right. Okay. So my last tool that I use every day is Canva. And you're going to say, well, Canva is for graphic design. Canva has amazing AI tools. You know that when you go into an image and you edit the image and you remove the background, that's AI. You can go into the image and you can remove any writing on it. That's AI. You can go into an image that is rectangular and you can make it a square, and Canva will fill in the blank spaces of the square with something that looks like the original picture. It's absolutely amazing. I'm in a beta program within Canva right now for the AI image generator. So I'm not sure if this is something everybody else has access to, but I created it's a 1 high, 2 wide. It's a 1-2 dimension. It's 1200 by 600 are the images that I use for the featured image on my blog posts. That's 1200 wide by 600 tall. And so I had Canva create a 1200 by 600 image for me. and it was perfect. But then I realized that I needed it in Instagram size, which is 4:5, so 1350 high by 1,000 wide, I think is what that is. So I needed it converted to Instagram post size. And so I used AI to resize it to Instagram size and then extend the image so that the blank spot at the top and the blank spot at the bottom were filled in and look beautiful. And it is freaking gorgeous. I was so blown away by what an amazing job Canva did on this image. Now, I'm married to an artist and my daughter is an artist, and they're probably not happy with me that I use Canva to create artwork like this. But we're talking about people who don't have wealth using the tool to build wealth. Right now, it isn't feasible for me to ask my husband or my daughter to create artwork for every single thing I need artwork for. But it is feasible for me to spend $14 or $15 a month on Canva and to have a couple of graphics made for me every month for that purpose. Do I always have ChatGPT make my artwork? No, but I needed a specific thing made. So that's why I had, not ChatGPT, Canva. I don't use Canva's AI image generator very often. I don't do a lot of image generation, but I was blown away by this piece. So Canva also has other AI tools. It's got writing tools and all that stuff. I mean, Canva's AI has really come a long way, but AI also includes removing the background, removing writing, and all those features. So back to my original point, I do not believe that AI was designed so that the wealthy could become wealthier. It may have been, that may have been the intention, but I think that anybody who can access a computer and who has enough common sense and deductive reasoning to figure out how to make this tool work for them, they can create wealth for themselves by incrementally moving the needle in their business or incrementally. I mean, again, it's all in how you use it. Just because you use a tool doesn't mean it's going to make you wealthy. But AI levels the playing field. It really, truly does. Those are the 3 tools that I use every day. NotebookLM, ChatGPT, Canva. I have links in the show notes for those. Again, I mentioned that I have the money mindset posts on the blog this month, all month long. So at this point, 2 of them have been posted, and there are 2 more at the end of the month. And then next month is self-help month. September is self-help month. So throughout September, I'll be posting, not self-help, self-care. Throughout September, I will be posting what my previous guests have shared about self-care. And again, I'll use Notebook to find the guests who talk about self-care. And then I will use ChatGPT to take all that information that I found and make it make sense. And then I'll create blog posts, round up blog posts about the self-care advice that my previous guests for the last couple of years have given. And if you have questions about any of these tools, the ways to get a hold of me, you just go to my website, CandiceRodarte.com. You can contact me through there. I'm happy to help you. But again, this is what we do in Robusta. So Mondays at noon Eastern, we get together and we learn about tools, we share our challenges, and we help each other grow. We are incrementally moving the needle in our business. Sometimes we move the needle a little, sometimes we move the needle a lot. Robusta is a fantastic place for a female solopreneur to grow a business, even if they are just starting out or they've been around a long time. We have people of all levels in the group. And it's a very warm, very supportive group. And you are welcome to join us. That link is in the show notes as well. So thank you to Rev Brock and Soul Lily for sharing their music with me all these years. I have had the same theme music since 2014. The vocalist is Soul Lily. The arrangement is by Rev Brock. It is an absolutely beautiful song. Soul Lily has the best voice. And again, everything that you need is in the show notes. I'd love to see you join Robusta. Grab your copy of the 8 Bold Moves to Move the Needle in Your Business, and you go out and have a groovy day. Stay groovy, my friends.